Welcome back to On the Spot. This week we get hot and sticky sweet with Hayes and its nectar goodness. Then we got somebody's flying suit of armor. Iron Man?
You're not a soldier.
You're damn right I'm not. I'm an army.
Those two great tastes aren't enough for you. We'll pepper in some Wipeout HD, Pixel Junk Monsters Encore, and We Love Golf. On the Spot is ready to blow this place up and be home in time for cornflakes. I'm just getting warmed up.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to On the Spot. I am Ryan McDonald, joined by Brian Eckberg. What's up, sir?
Hey, man. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah,
Now,
man.
you've been running around doing all kinds of crazy stuff, huh?
I've been in Florida for a week.
Yeah? What'd you get to do there?
I've had enough of Florida. I did so much that I've had enough of Florida.
Yeah?
But yeah, we got to see a whole bunch of games, got to see some cool events. I think we're going to see some of the fruits of our labor today.
I think we got a great show.
Yeah, well, dude, it's
Yeah.
jam-packed.
Dude, we got WrestleMania,
Yeah.
we got Wipeout HD, Saints. Should I talk about the Gary Busey action? Have you
I don't know.
seen this
I
Gary
think we
Busey
should just say
action?
Gary Busey.
I know,
We
yeah.
got Gary Busey.
And then we also got Hayes, of course, Top Spin 3.
Yep.
Sam and Max, Saints Row, another Saints Row bump
Yeah.
featuring Gary Busey.
2 Gary Busey appearances on the show. Well, maybe 3.
You heard at the top of the show, Iron Man's here.
That's awesome. He's here, actually?
Well, not the actual Iron Man, but
Oh,
like
man.
the game. Sorry.
That's cool, though. The game looks awesome.
Yeah, it does look really good, and all kinds of extra fun toward the end of the show. But should we kick it off with a look at some WrestleMania?
Let's do it, man.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at WrestleMania.
Hey everyone, welcome to Orlando, Florida. We're here for the THQ Superstar Challenge. I'm Brian Eckberg, and I'm joined by sports gamer Shankar Srinivasan. How you doing, Shankar?
I'm doing great.
It's awesome. We're here at the wrestling, the WrestleMania, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is the place to be.
I'm in the presence of a winner, a greatness.
You got any special moves for us that you're gonna bust out there?
I'm going to try to bust out any special move I can bust out.
Honestly, the first time I've actually touched the joystick was tonight.
Do you have any favorites? Obviously, Elijah Burke's got to be considered a favorite.
Well, Elijah Burke won it last year, and then he and I went on to perform in WrestleMania.
As dark as I am, sad to say there's a big red bullseye on me. I don't know how they see it.
You know, I don't like to lose, but losing to him would be absolutely horrible. I would never hear the end of it. He runs his mouth all the time as it is, you know.
You got to watch out for Elijah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You got to watch out for Elijah, okay? Tommy Dreamer, all right?
I got a little experience, you know, in my back pocket, so hopefully that'll pay off when I face Layla tonight.
So the THQ Superstar Challenge is happening on stage as we speak right now. But here's the thing. Every year, nobody knows how to play this game. It takes forever. Nobody knows how to pin. Nobody knows how to play this game at all. So what we've done is we've made some cheat sheets, right? Right stick down is win. That's how you pin in this game. That's the only way to end the match is to pin 1, 2, 3. So we're going to hand these out to the wrestlers and see if it works for the challenge. Let's check it out.
You have like secret codes?
We have a cheat sheet for you.
Joking.
So check this out. So what we have is a cheat sheet. Okay, so the whole thing is right stick down. That's how you pin someone. Nobody who plays this game knows how to do that.
You know
That's why this.
Are you
With
sure
this-
this is just for me?
Just for you.
That's how you pin. The right stick goes down. That's how you win.
With this move, you'll be able to beat anybody here.
Promise.
You take that up on stage, I guarantee you'll be a 2-time winner.
Are you sure?
I hope so.
So if I lose, okay, I'm coming back to get him, okay?
You get,
Don't give this to anyone else.
I would never give it to anyone else.
Layla, did you show her?
I.
Did? You're lying. You did. You did. Darn it.
Do you think the Black Pope actually needs your help?
Just an insurance policy, man.
Is it over? Do we have a new champion? It's Elijah Burke. He's done it again. Back-to-back championships, Elijah. All right, Elijah Burke, not only are you receiving this trophy, you also receive an iPhone and $2,400 worth of Visa gift card. Congratulations.
Here at the THQ Superstar Challenge, this is my event. I am the champion. So there's no better place for me to come and shine than right here at the WWE THQ Superstar Challenge.
So there you have it. Elijah Burke wins his second in a row THQ Superstar Challenge. Shanker, I know this was your first, so you got to give me some impressions. What do you think of the whole night?
Well, I like the trash talk. Everybody brings a little bit of emotion to it. Everybody brings a personality to these things, and it makes it fun for everybody.
It's a lot of fun, and I'd like to think that our little cheat codes, our cards helped Ashley get to the semifinal.
I definitely think they played an impact. Two different women won against men.
Even though I saw her take the card and drop it on the ground right after I gave it to her, it definitely left an impression, and we can take full credit for her success.
Oh, yeah.
So, Shanker, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, I had a lot of fun.
All right, cool. And back to you guys in the studio.
That looked like the funnest thing in the world to go to, Brian Ekberg. Was it just as much fun as it looked?
It was super fun. The best part about it was that everybody I gave a card to just dropped it as soon as they got off camera.
Did they remember? Did you see people?
I don't know, although I'm taking full credit for it because the girls, they got way farther this year than they ever have before, due to me.
Right on. Excellent. Yeah. Way to go helping out the wrestlers learn how to play some games. Right?
Yeah.
How was the game, by the way?
The game is coming along. We didn't get to play it, but you know we'll be following it all year long.
You got to watch them play it though?
Got to watch them. Well, they played last year's game. I'm talking about SmackDown 09, which is coming out this fall. We'll see more of that later.
Sweet. Now, speaking of seeing more later, I think later is now, and you have more right now. Is that correct, Brian Ekberg?
Later is now, and we are checking out Wipeout HD with our own Justin Calvert.
HD.
How you doing,
Matt? Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
So another Wipeout game, but this one looks amazing.
This one, yeah, this looks really good. This is Wipeout HD. It's coming. Actually, they haven't announced a definitive release date yet, but it's end of May, early June.
Okay.
I'm not sure how much it's going to cost, but yeah, it's downloadable, PS3, and it's basically. It takes the best stuff from Wipeout Pure and Wipeout Pulse, the two PSP games, and as you can see, they've improved the visuals somewhat.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little
Looks all right. So I saw this game, I guess, back at Leipzig for the first time, right? Is that when they first announced it?
Actually, yeah.
And so a lot of the tracks are coming from different games, just like you mentioned, right?
Yeah, this actually it's going to have 8 tracks total, and I think I'm right saying 6 of those are from Pure, which was the first PSP game.
Okay.
And then 2 of them are from Pulse, which was one that just came out last year.
Okay. And so how much time have you spent with this game? You had a lot of time with it so far?
I've spent, at least an hour.
I know you're a big fan.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, but yeah, we only just got this like lunchtime today, so I haven't had a whole lot of time with it. But yeah, I mean, luckily at least I know some of the tracks already, right?
Yeah. So what about weapons? Is there anything new in that area?
As far as I know, it's all the same stuff. But
okay.
Again, it's like a huge kind of graphic overhaul.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's real nice. I should say this isn't one of the faster classes. I haven't unlocked the fastest ones yet, so this is only like the 2nd or 3rd kind of speed class. So it's a little slow.
Right.
Relatively slow.
In terms of like game modes and things like that, is there anything that we need to be aware of for that?
I think it's just the regular. So they've got time trials. They've got the zone mode, which is the one where you go faster and faster every lap. There's these single races. There's tournaments. And then they're going to have, this build doesn't support it, but they're going to have online play for, I believe, 8 players.
Wow.
And there's also going to be, kind of online leaderboards and all that kind of stuff. And there's a photo mode as well.
And is that's after the race, right? How does the photo mode work?
Yeah, I think
it's like the option I saw at the end of a race was.
Yeah, at the end of every race, while they're doing their kind of victory lap and stuff, you just. Well, I just want to show them when they died.
Right.
Yeah, you just hit a button, you go into photo mode, it freezes the action, and you get to kind of reposition the camera, mess with the focusing and all that stuff, and then, yeah, you just take a photo, saves it to your hard drive, and presumably you can then do whatever you want with it.
But you're not like rewinding the race to get like a good pass or something.
Yeah,
like
as far as I know, you can't do that. And actually, at least in this build, you're pretty limited as to how much you can reposition the camera as well.
Okay. Mac, do you have any questions for us about Wipeout Pure?
I do. I got a ton of them.
I should say.
Eclipse out of Brooklyn, as well as Brian Fishman at Cleveland, Ohio. They both want to know, does it support 6-axis control, and if so, does it actually work?
You know what? It does support 6-axis control, but I only know that because I've read that, and I haven't tried it yet because I know Guy Cocker in the UK. He played, I guess, probably this version over there a week or 2 ago. And he didn't seem too impressed with the 6-axis stuff.
And that's off by default, right?
Oh yeah, it's off by default.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was a single race. I'm going to jump into zone mode now, which is if you play one of the PSP games, you'll know that the visuals for this mode were almost this kind of cell shaded and stuff, but they've done some pretty crazy visuals for it now. So I'm just going to show that off.
Cool. Does this game have any of the customization that we've seen in the other Wipeout games?
You know, I don't know if it does.
Really?
Because that was just Impulse, right?
Yeah,
you like customizing your skins.
Yeah.
I haven't.
It needs
seen
it.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Adam Winnipeg wants to know, has any downloadable content been announced for the future? Maybe more maps, maybe vehicles?
They've confirmed that they're going to do it, but they haven't said like how much it's going to cost or when it might be available yet. So yeah, you can actually. I haven't got any sound, so I have no idea. But I think this is all this kind of oscilloscope stuff going on all over the place. It's like in time with the music, and as I go, as I kind of level up, then the whole color palette changes and everything, and it's going to get way faster until I die.
So you just do as many laps as you can until you die?
Yeah, and it just gets faster and faster. It actually
it's
not even faster every lap. It's like faster like maybe 3 or 4 times every lap.
Okay.
And, yeah, I'll be lucky if I last like 3 or 4 laps.
We want to get to the upper limits of this.
Yeah, it'll get real quick, and then I will explode.
But you're right here. You're just by yourself, though, right?
Yeah, because it's literally just like, how fast can you go?
Mr. McDonald, any further questions on Wipeout HD?
I've got a ton of them, actually.
Cool.
I've got a question from Miller out of New York, It says that Justin Calvert is looking like he's pretty good at this game. Sorry.
I can confirm that.
Michael Young wants to be clear on what is the difference between, is this just a download-only game, or is this going to be a disc as well?
I think, oh man, you got me there. It's definitely, I want to say it's going to be download initially, and then maybe they're going to release it on a disc afterwards or something, but I may have dreamt that, so apologies if I just made that up.
And people who are asking if this game is coming to the Xbox, probably not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be lucky. It's developed by Sony Liverpool.
Exactly. That seems almost impossible. So how are you leveling up? Is this the score that you're getting here?
Yeah, I think it's the score, and it's well, I'm only on like, there you go, zone 10. I think I got up to like 20 something before, so yeah. Maybe I'm going to outlive this segment. This will be my first segment in a long time. I don't die.
We're not going away until you die.
Oh, really? Okay.
So we might be here in half an hour at this point.
Denmark wants to know, does any of the tracks have mirrored versions?
Good question. I'm going to say they almost certainly will, but that you're going to have to unlock them. Again, I'm making that up. But yeah.
Clear, this is something we got a little while ago.
Yeah,
we got this morning.
Yeah, I ate my lunch and then I started playing this. So.
Indy Grave out of Finland wants to know, how good is the soundtrack?
Oh, it's awesome. What I've heard of it so far is really good. If you played any of the old Wipeout games, it's exactly what you remember from those.
So the thing that has always bugged me about the Wipeout series is the controls. Like, I understand that a lot of people like them, but to me it's like any tight corner I'm running into the wall. Is that?
Yeah, well, you've got the air brakes on the.
Yeah.
Oops, which I just.
Just like that.
Yeah, there you go. See, they're sorted right out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the air brakes on the. Oh, down on the rear shoulders.
Right.
So.
So is it just a matter of getting used to it?
Yeah.
And stop crying after.
It really is, and you really helps when you memorize the tracks in these games as well, because some of these turns get really vicious later on. So. And as you get faster, obviously it gets.
Well,
the tracks changed as you get faster and faster. You have to approach the corners and stuff very differently.
Well, online play sounds like it'll be really cool in this game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward
especially
to
with
it.
the weapons.
Sure. Yeah, they could. I was going to say I don't care how much they charge for it. I'll buy it. That's probably overstating it, but yeah, it's sold.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it.
Yeah. All right. Well, Justin, thanks so much for showing us Wipeout HD.
Yeah, no worries. I'm still not dead.
No, he's going to be here the rest of the show, apparently. So right now we're going to take a look at a preview, I guess a trailer for Saints Row 2, but who cares that it's Saints Row 2 because it's got Gary Busey in it. Take it.
Take it from your good old Uncle Gary. If you want to piss off hardcore gangbangers, nothing does the job as quickly as good old-fashioned insults about their mothers. Love, consideration, kindness, and understanding.
Having a look at Gary Busey in Saints Row 2.
Oh, man.
I have to turn to my good friend Chris Waters, who's sitting on the couch now with me. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing well, Ryan.
Dude, what is that? It's awesome, Gary Busey.
Gary Busey, you know, these celebrities make a name for themselves as being bonzo, and then it's a whole new career.
Dude, he's branched out.
Yeah, so. I guess so. I mean, more power to him, you know. Get more money to fuel his eccentricity, I guess, is what you call rich, crazy people.
He's super crazy. Now, you have a game that has some crazy elements to it, right?
I do indeed. This game is called Haze, and there's a whole lot of strange stuff going on, fueled by this drug called Nectar.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
I know a few things about Nectar. Did you see when we did an interview with the dude that made Haze at PAX?
I did not see that.
If you haven't seen that, you should go watch that. But they're bringing a controller over. But we're going to show some multiplayer off today, right?
Yeah, Haze has up to 4 players, co-op campaign mode, something that Halo 3 rolled out earlier last year, and you can do it. You can do split screen local, or you can do a couple different. You can connect over the LAN, which is what we're doing now. Ryan's firing his up.
I'm getting mine going.
Yeah, and so I've already actually started a game.
Okay.
And so I'm here in the jungle, and you'll see all these sort of yellow-headed dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my Mantle Corporation brothers. Mantle Corporation is a private military contractor company in this futuristic shooter game that is going into poor war-torn regions and just doing good.
What's up with the crazy, awesome yellow helmets, though?
The yellow helmets, well, that'll come into play right now. I'm gonna nectar myself up. So you see,
a little administration.
Boom! Now I'm all juiced up, and what's that glowing dude? That is an enemy. They're a lot easier to find. Can't really hide behind rocks when you're glowing like a candlestick. And in addition to being able to highlight the enemies, this power will also allow me to get totally shot, hit them really far when I melee them, which is really fun. So I'm gonna try to do that a couple times. But it also increases my sniping distance and makes me a little bit more bullet resistant.
I like bullet resistance.
Now this is what happens when Nectar goes wrong. This dude, the red means bad.
That means bad?
Yeah, he's all shooting crazy, and as you can see, he's kind of, he's jacked up.
I'm in here I'm in here now with you.
Sweet, there you are. All right.
It's like a little melee.
Little melee. You're trying to get a little feisty with me over
where are we
here.
going here?
I think we're going into the deep, dark jungle, which is where Nectar's going to come in handy because, dudes,
it's hard to see dudes.
It's hard to see dudes. So, you have a limited amount of using this stuff, and sometimes it actually, I just noticed, does it automatically for you. In any case, you get a limited amount. It recharges over time, and it definitely is
Those grenades are serious.
That was a serious grenade. Yeah, I think the effects were a little bit enhanced because you were nectared up.
All right, I'm gonna administer more nectar. Administering.
Yeah, and so it really sort of messes with your perception a little bit, but definitely makes the game a lot easier to get through in some parts.
I'm going to stop you right there, Chris Waters. I've seen Haze a couple times now, like I've said.
Yeah.
Every time I see it, it is the jungle that we are in now. So I'm going to ask that you take us somewhere else and show us something else from Haze.
Fortunately, we've got more levels on tap here, so we can get out of the jungle. And now, Haze is a game that has a fairly well-publicized plot turn that happens fairly early. You end up sort of switching sides. And so we're going to go to a level where we are no longer a Mantle Corporation soldier.
Okay.
So we don't actually have the nectar powers to enhance our play, but
these dudes got knives, right?
The rebel, yeah, they've got some stuff that's going to help balance that out. They've got knives. They've got this cool move where you can melee a guy, and then if you quick press the square button, you steal his weapon, and then you can just blast him in the face with it.
There's a truck you're looking at. Is that something you can drive in
There's a truck here, yeah, and I'm going to wait for you. You're loading up right now.
Yeah.
Before we were driving around a little bit, I think you were the more apt driver.
I did try some earlier.
All right, so let's get in this bad boy here. I'm going to hop on the rear turret.
Drive this business. We're going to let these two dudes jump in.
Come on, buddy.
And then we are out of here.
So right now we're working for the Rebels group called the something hands, protected hand, promised hand. I don't know.
The one thing I will say, like I said, I got some nitros. You can see the fire spitting out there when I hit the button. The one thing I will say, this is a squirrely vehicle to drive.
It does. It seemed to have been giving you a little trouble.
Oh yeah, they are not fooling around. This thing is like, I mean, it's like, I mean, Brian, I'm serious. You should try this, dude. It's like straight up Baja over here.
That looks like me in Miami a few nights ago.
Oh yeah. So what are you doing back there on your screen, Chris?
I am shooting as much of these dudes that you are screaming by as fast as I can.
Now, should I be like stopping and backing up, or?
You know what? I don't think that would work out well for us. Some of those guys have rocket launchers, and that usually doesn't work out well.
Brian Eckberg, do you have any questions from the audience?
A lot of people are asking about, well, a lot of people like Jero from Tampa, Florida wants to know about the weapons. Do you have a favorite weapon or a standout that is?
You know, so far I've seen a couple sort of standard assault rifle type guns, and then there's also a shotgun, which looks pretty nasty. Plus, you start, as a Mantle soldier, you'll start with a pretty nasty, gnarly pistol, which sort of feels like a Magnum. It's kind of nice. But are we stuck here, Ryan?
No.
What's going on? Trying to squeeze by. All right, that's cool. No, this gives me more opportunity to mow down.
We gotta get out. We gotta get out.
All right, we're on foot.
I'll move that thing. Just hold still.
There's no reverse on that Jeep?
I'll try to.
Oh, watch out, dude. That truck landed on that guy. He's all right though.
I'm gonna try to knife somebody.
All right.
There's no one to knife. We killed them all.
I'm gonna see if Brian Eckberg got any more questions.
We've got tons of questions coming in about Hayes. I guess people are wondering about the frame rate. I guess this is still a work in progress, but people are real curious about how this game, how the frame rate holds up.
It's pretty solid from what I see.
Yep, it's been pretty smooth. You know, some of the textures aren't, you know, totally smooth, but then again, this is not the finished version of the game.
I was like, are we running this in 720p or?
Yeah, 720p we got over here, and I think we've. Do we go off overland now?
I don't know.
Is that the idea?
All right. Can I get nectar? Oh yeah, I totally can. So check this out. I can jack this dude for nectar, right? So now my knife, you can see it's all nectared up. It's got the little yellow stuff on there.
Oh yeah, that's nasty.
I can't. Can I stab? I can't stab one of our dudes though, huh?
Why, get away from me.
All right, I won't stab. But
if you were to stab, okay, you got me. Shake the 6-axis controller to dislodge. So you stabbed me. Apparently you left the knife in there because it told me to shake the 6-axis controller to dislodge the knife.
That was the nectar grenade that makes people crazy.
Let's see.
To your right.
It's gonna make me crazy here.
I'm sure.
On the ground.
Fuzzy.
All right.
The nectar weapons really put the whammy on the Mantle soldiers, though. Yeah. They'll bug out, they'll turn red, they'll start shooting their other dudes, and then they'll eventually just croak.
So that is a look at Hayes. That is the PlayStation 3 version. Now here's a little fact for people at home. We're going to be giving these away today. We got 3 of them.
What is that?
Dude, this is a DualShock 3. We were going to give 3 of these away today, Brian. And like we were going to play Hayes, and I saw on the list of the 30 games that support the DualShock 3 that Hayes was one of them. And so I was like, I want to try it. And so I've been trying it. And hell yeah, DualShock 3.
Have you been rumbling?
Yeah, a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
It's super heavier. Like, feel it.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy, huh? But yeah, this thing came out this week, if you didn't know. It's like $60.
Robust.
Yeah. But yeah, so stick around to the end of the show and you could win yourself one of these controllers.
Fantastic.
So PlayStation 3 Hayes, it's also coming out for the Xbox 360, I imagine?
You know, I'm not sure a 360 release is confirmed yet.
Oh, no, that's crazy.
So I think confirmed PlayStation 3 releasing on May 20th.
All right.
And possibly a PC one in the works too.
All right.
Not confirmed though.
We'll wait to see and hear more, and thank you for coming by,
My
Chris.
pleasure, Ryan.
Appreciate it, man.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure having you.
Right on.
So I guess we're gonna move on now. We've got a little sports action. This is like right up your alley, Brian. Little tennis. You like tennis, right?
Yeah. This was like part 2 of the trip last week in Florida, from wrestlers to tennis. It was pretty stark contrast.
So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at Topspin 3.
Hey everyone, welcome to sunny Miami, or not so sunny Miami. We're here for a 2K Sports event. They're debuting Topspin 3. Now, we saw the game back at Leipzig, but this is the first time we've seen the game and played it for ourselves. But it's not just us playing it. We've got some big name tennis stars here. People like Maria Sharapova and James Blake are going to be here checking out the Wii version of the game. So let's go in there, check it out, have some fun, and talk to some tennis players. Hey everyone, I'm joined by Anthony DeLuca, who's the producer with Topspin 3. Now Anthony, first of all, tell us where we are, what we're doing here. We're celebrating tennis game, right?
Yes, it's awesome. Right now we're on a tennis court on the rooftop of the Conrad Hotel in Miami, Florida, where the Sony Ericsson Open starts this week. Been having fun all day, really. I mean, we got to see some players. We got to see the Wii version, the 360, the PS3. So we're here to give everybody a taste of the game for the first time. It's really the first chance people have got to see the hands-on preview.
Dude, we got to see Maria Sharapova.
You cannot go wrong with seeing Maria Sharapova. That was the highlight of my day, I must say. We worked very closely with the licensed players, their agents, even right down to their clothing companies and the equipment companies that they use. So we really wanted to get the authenticity as close as possible, especially with the marquee players, you know.
With Sharapova's grunts, did you get her in the studio or did you have someone simulate the grunting?
You know, I don't think that's kosher. We got her in the studio to do grunts. That would have been awesome.
This game has changed a lot from Topspin 2. Obviously, graphical upgrades, but the controls are different. It plays a little bit more methodically. Is that a fair way of putting it?
You know, I like to think of it as more as a sim-based. It really feels more like a tennis game. We're by no means arcadey. You know, we will definitely pick up and play, but we also wanted to layer the game for the hardcore fans and actually, you know, make it more of a challenge than just being 3D Pong, kind of, I guess is a bad way to say it. You have a lot more connection of what you see in game, and you know, it really feels more realistic.
Tell me about online. I know that was a focus for you guys this time around as well.
Yeah, I mean, after the first 360 version, you know, we really wanted to focus online. So, you know, in addition to your standard exhibition online singles and doubles matches, we have a world tour, which you guys enter in a tournament, and you know, which gets reset every 2 weeks. So for someone that has the game from the beginning, you know, and you just buy the game, you know, you're never going to catch up to them normally. But, you know, with our leaderboards, everything gets reset every 2 weeks, just like you do in actual tennis tournaments. And then the other big thing is the creative player. We really went in depth with the creative player. And what you could do now is you could take your creative player and play them online and gain experience points that way, in addition to playing your career mode in single player and gain experience points. So all that goes into, you know, unlocking new things, you know, adding more attributes, new equipment, things like that. So.
And finally, we've got the Xbox 360 version of the PS3, of course, but we've also got a Wii version, a debut for the series, right?
Yes, it's the first licensed tennis game on the Wii version. We take full advantage of the Wii remote, where you actually have to hold the controller like a racket, depending which way and how hard you swing the racket or the Wii remote. It affects your shot in game. You know, whether you add topspin to it, whether you do a lob shot, drop shot, volleying back and forth, adding power. And we also, obviously, for the Wii, we have a lot of different party games and things like that too. So.
And definitely, unlike most Wii games, you have to wear the wrist strap with this game, right?
Yes, you have to wear the wrist strap with this game, because if not, there is a danger for it to go through your nice, pretty flat panel TV.
Right, Anthony, so much. When's the game coming out?
End of May on 360, PS3, Wii, and DS.
All right, just around the corner. Topspin 3 on its way. Anthony, thanks so much. We appreciate it. All right.
And there's a look at Topspin 3. Brian, you get to go hang out with all the cool people. When do I get to go outside?
I don't know, man. That's your problem. You got to go outside on your own. I can't tell you not to go outside. I was really kind of disappointed that I didn't get to talk to Maria in person. I had some things I had to tell her.
Did they have like people in between you guys, or what?
They had about 50 press guys sitting there between me and Maria.
Awesome.
Disappointing, and an injunction.
That sounds fantastic. Speaking of which, we're actually joined on both sides of our studios with guests.
Yeah.
Who are you standing by with right now?
I'm joined by Dan Connors, who's the CEO of Telltale, and we're talking about Sam and Max.
Yes.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about you, man?
I'm very excited about this game. So Sam and Max, we've seen it on the PC. Well, it's been around for a long time, right?
Yeah. It started off as an independent comic back in the early 80s.
Right.
And became a LucasArts game in the 90s. It's created by Steve Purcell, who's over at Pixar now and working with them, writing for them. And Telltale turned it into an episodic series a couple years ago.
Years ago on the PC, right?
It started off on the web, downloadable from our site. So we've really brought the franchise back and brought back a lot of things to follow, the DVD and the comic book, a nice renaissance for Sam and Max.
And now we're here, you guys are here today to talk about the Wii version of the game, right?
Yeah, we're so excited to announce that it's coming to the Wii and that we're boxing up the season, getting the season together, putting it in a box and selling it for people on the Wii. And we really believe that Sam & Max offers some of the best writing, period, in the business. And we really, really want people sitting back on their TVs, playing the game, and kicking back and enjoying it with the Wiimote.
So tell me about, you know, this game will be season 1 of Sam & Max, right?
Yes.
And so that was originally on the PC, as you said. What's been the process of bringing it to the Wii? What's that process been like?
Well, you know, it's like any game. It's really looking at what we need to move over and what we need to make the product accessible to people on the Wii and using the Wiimote. But on the whole, the comedy really translates well and the style translates well. So now we're just kind of getting in and cleaning up the details to make it a strong Wii product.
So we're looking at the game right now. Where are we? People, maybe someone who's never played Sam & Max, where are we within the game and what's going on?
So this is the very beginning of the season and starts the story off. They're dealing with one of the soda poppers who happens to be a child star, who's gone a little bit insane. Well, he was a child star back in the 70s, and now he is part of a heinous plot. And Sam & Max are for people that don't know, they're freelance police, which means they are, well, there's a lot of different translations around, but they're police who do what they want, if they're exactly police. And you know, Sam, the well-dressed dog, and Max, the psychotic bunny, they have a penchant for off-screen violence and on-screen wit. So use a lot of your kind of twisted logic to figure out what's going on.
And huge weapons.
And huge weapons and indiscriminate shooting. And interacting with bizarre characters throughout the world.
So tell me about season 1. How many episodes are there? What's the general arc of the plotline? What do you get to do in this game?
Well, it's 6 episodes, and you get to be Sam & Max. You get to go around and interrogate victims and criminals, and you get to drive the car around. You get to play different mini games. You get to do a whole bunch of different things and really uncover this huge plot that goes all the way from their street corner to the moon, actually.
Of course.
So, yeah.
Everything that starts on a street corner ends on the moon.
They can drive to the moon, and it's a twisted plot that I really wouldn't want to get into to ruin it for anybody that's going to be playing it coming up. But it's pretty complex, and actually Max, I think people know that Max does become president during the process. And it's just so much freedom that the license brings, and being able to deal in that logic is great fun for us.
And as you were telling me before the show begins, this is a pretty faithful translation in terms of controls. You guys aren't doing anything crazy with the Wii remote. It's pretty straightforward, right? Yeah, you know,
a big thing at Telltale is we really want to make products that are easy for everybody to play, and we think that's consistent with the Wii philosophy. So, you know, bringing what we've done on the PC over to the Wii makes a lot of sense because it's worked for us, and it really helps deliver the jokes and the comedy and the gameplay and the exploration and the puzzling. So we're not going to mess with it too much, but obviously there are areas we need to address to make it easier to use.
Ryan Mack, I'm assuming the kids have a lot of questions about Sam & Max?
You're correct, sir.
Let's hear them.
First off, Chris Harville out of Roll-It wants to know, what is the release date?
The release date is early in the fall, if not late in the summer. So.
Indie Grave out of Finland wants to know, just to be clear, does it have the whole season 1 and hopefully 2?
It has the whole season 1 and a whole lot of extras too.
But at some point, possibly, maybe see season 2 on the Wii if we're lucky?
Oh yeah, this is just the beginning for us. I mean, you know, Telltale's worked really hard to bring Sam & Max to life. We want to get it in front of as many people as possible, and we feel this is the beginning of a great relationship with Nintendo. So we're real excited about this.
It's cool that this is coming on the Wii, and maybe we'll see a DS version. Any plans for maybe an Xbox Live version at some point?
Yeah, you know, we're open to getting it wherever we can and exposing it to as many people as possible. Like I said, the idea of people hanging back on their television and clicking around in the Sam & Max world is really exciting for us.
Cool.
So, you know, the sky's the limit for us. We have every intention to get Sam & Max as much exposure as we can.
Awesome. Ryan, do you have another question?
I do, actually. James Lokes out of Keswick wants to know, exactly how are you controlling this? Is there a Wiimote somewhere over there and somebody's doing something?
Yeah, with my head?
Yeah, he's doing it with his mind. Actually, we have Emily, who is off screen right now. She's controlling this.
But it is with the Wiimote just
It's with the Wii remote.
Yeah.
And you don't use the nunchuck, right?
No nunchuck. Right. No nunchuck required.
Okay. Cool. So, well, I know that, of course, you're working on the Wii version, but you're also working on other projects, right?
Yeah, well, we're going to be announcing something next week, a WiiWare project on another franchise.
Okay.
So it's a big thing, again, for Telltale to doing multiple franchises now, doing this episodic model on multiple franchises, and that's going to be a WiiWare launch product.
Awesome.
So we're really excited about that. And we're finishing up Season 2. The final, the grand finale is coming up where they duel with Satan. Another long, twisted story that I don't want to go into here, but you can only imagine. They do drive to hell, or they take the train and kick Satan's ass.
Awesome. Well, we'll look forward to Sam & Max Season 2. The announcement, I guess, the game will be next week.
Yes, yes,
awesome.
on April 11th.
Awesome. So we'll be looking for that, and we'll be looking. Hit me, tell me.
My question is, I'm a fan of your guys' stuff. I hear you guys got other projects in the works, like a couple that are going to come out at some point. Can you talk about any of that or anything?
Well, we're holding back on those announcements until next week and kind of get it all synced up with everybody that needs to be part of it. And but it's going to be exciting stuff. It's very similar. A lot of comedy coming out of us for the next year, and moving on to multiple new platforms as well. So it's exciting times.
Awesome. So we'll be looking forward to the Wii version of Sam & Max Season 1 sometime later in the year. Late summer, early fall.
Yeah, late summer, early fall.
All right, and all the other projects from Telltale very in the near future. Dan, thanks so much for your time.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Actually, we're going to send it back to Gary Busey just because we can.
You know, there's a new cure for headaches in Stillwater. Take a look at this. You're not gonna like it. Shoot it up. That's it, it's over.
Thank you, Gary Busey. Right now we are joined by Andy Alamano.
Correct.
What is up? You are the associate producer, and you know, on a show filled with awesome games, dude. This is one that I've been definitely dying to see all show long. And
good to be here.
Iron Man.
Yep, that's it. This is it. Coming out May 2nd, right there with the film.
Xbox 360 is the one we're looking at.
This is the 360 version. Just as a quick note, as you mentioned that list of games that the DualShock supports, you'll see that Iron Man is on that for the PlayStation 3.
Oh, right on.
So the first mission we're going to go into is one of the first ones that Tony is using the Mark III suit.
That's a pretty slick interface, yeah.
Yeah, so you're able to upgrade your suit. As you play through the game, you're going to unlock all sorts of different tech for the suit. Each piece has different tech levels. Each tech level has different components. So you've got tons of customization, and you can see in the bottom right where you see the stats for each one.
I got you a little penetration, a little blast.
Yeah, for armor, you know, for everything. Thrust speed, so you can go dodge speed, top speed, weapons, secondary, primary, whether you want to do the classic like fast repulsors, Gatling type stuff, slow cannon type stuff, with tons of stuff to upgrade with the suits.
So you guys just went to town.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's so much. That's Iron Man. Iron Man's all about the suit customization. So not only are the three suits from the movie in there, the Mark I, which is the tin can suit that everyone talks about. There's the Mark II, which is the flight, the silver one. I think some people have seen in the trailer. And the Mark III is what we're going to see here in this mission. The Mark III is kind of the red and gold that everyone knows. It's the you know, ILM and Stan Winston, I think, was the guy who, if I'm correct, made this help make the suit. So this is the movie. Not really a movie sequence, but he goes into basically this town that's taken over by terrorists who have stolen his weapons. And this is the first time he gets the Mark III suit out and decides, all right, I'm going to kick some ass. You know, he's going to start, Tony Stark's whole story is about righting his wrongs and going back and going, you know, I've been making weapons all my life, and now it's time to do something, you know, do something good for humanity instead of making all these weapons.
So this is fairly early on in the game, correct?
This is the third mission of the game. So immediately you can see what we did with Iron Man is we have huge levels. I mean, Iron Man is able to just fly everywhere. Jon Favreau had a really cool quote early on his MySpace page where people were asking questions, and they said, well, we get to see Iron Man flying around the city, and Jon Favreau says, Iron Man doesn't fly around the city, he flies around the world. So, and just like that, I mean, you can get anywhere really quickly. You can, you know, change your thrust. You can reroute power, how you play the game, whether you want to weapons, thrusters, something like that. So you've got a lot of freedom to how you play, how you customize your suit going into a mission as well as while you're playing the mission too.
And the way you're doing that, if I'm reading the controls right, are you doing that with the D-pad? Is that how you're doing it?
D-pad does the rerouting. Really simple. It just matches that stuff in the upper left there.
I gotcha.
So with Iron Man, you've got not only the ability to hover. You can stay in a location, fire down on targets, and take that tank out. But also by holding down a bumper, this is kind of a Ace Combat style jet mode. And then anything in the world you can interact with. Every enemy has a unique grapple attack, which you can tear apart tanks, helicopters, rip stuff up. You can even grab guys by the lapels and throw them across the world, stuff like that. At any point you can get in the ground, blow stuff up. I mean, you've got full freedom to move around the world however you want. If you want to play the mission and stay locked to the ground a lot more, you can do that. If you want to run around and just stay airborne the whole time, you're able to do that too. I mean, you can pretty much go however you want to play the little mission.
Now, I'd asked you before we started, and I don't want to hog it all. Brian, I'll give you the cue for some questions here in a sec. I got one more of my own though. In the trailer, we see that beautiful sequence where Iron Man basically shoots that missile, and before it even explodes, turns around and walks around and the tank explodes.
Yeah, we working with a movie team on a game like this, we get all sorts of little insights, and we definitely have that weapon in the game, of course. We have bonus suits. One thing about Iron Man that's cool is he's been around since the 1960s. There have been a lot of different suits. I think any comic fan knows there's how many different armors there are. So while I can't tell you which ones there are, I can tell you that there are quite a few unlockable bonus Iron Man suits that you'll be able to play as. And each one of those has its own special weapons and abilities.
Are you guys doing anything crazy in terms of, I know there's no multiplayer, but are you doing anything crazy in terms of downloadable content, later down the road, anything like that?
We don't have anything planned right now for downloadable content, but what we do have is just, you're playing the movie game essentially, and aside from just playing through the scenes in the film, we also have a lot of content that is from the comic books, because you take a 2-hour movie, it's kind of hard to make. You don't want to make an hour-and-a-half game based on the action sequences. So what you want to do is we've been able to take a lot of the old comic reference and put it into the game in terms of the bad guys. We have some classic comic villains like Whiplash, the Melter, Titanium Man, one of his arch enemies. These aren't guys that are in the movies, but these are guys we put into the game that we wanted to make sure were included, just to add additional content. And then we also have AIM, which is one of the classic bad guy groups from the Iron Man comics that he'll go up against.
So were you a fan of Iron Man before you started the project?
Yeah, he was one of my favorite guys. I've always been a fan of the guys who wore suits as opposed to having special powers, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, he was just this smart guy who built this suit, and that's what really makes him cool, is he's just, I wouldn't say he's an everyday guy. He's a billionaire playboy genius. I could make a cool armor suit too if I had $1 hojillion, but he's always been a neat guy. And I didn't know nearly as much about the comics before that I do now.
I'm gonna toss it over to Brian Ekberg, who I'm sure has got a billion questions from our audience.
Yeah, we've got one from I'm gonna murder this name, but apologies. Bojan Gratis from Zagreb, Croatia, who wants to know. Basically wants to know how long is the storyline? How much single-player gameplay are we talking about?
A first-time playthrough, I bet you're looking at about a good 8 hours to go through the entire game. I mean, it's definitely a shooter game. It's fast, and I mean that in terms of the speed. I mean, if you're watching me playing,
it looks fast.
Yeah, it's really fast-paced. I've been playing it for a while, not to brag or anything, but I'm pretty good at zipping around the levels. And you've got really responsive control, and you can see me moving in and out. You can pretty much move however you want to move through these levels as fast as you can. There's a lot of cool time attack stuff that we've added in as bonus objectives too. But the first time through, I mean, it does take some getting used to, the controls. You're hovering, you're flying, you're running, you're boosting, and playing through it. By the time, it's one of those games that you start off really slow, and we introduce it level by level, new features, and by the end, you're really just blazing through it. So, it's a lot of fun to play.
What do you think so far, Brian?
I think it looks. I want War Machine. That's what I think.
Everyone's like, "Where's War Machine?" Like, there's Iron Man. Marvel always says, it's all about the franchises. So, let's see what happens May 2nd. We'll see how the movie does.
Is there any multiplayer in the game?
No multiplayer. No, right now. Like I said, this movie's all about Iron Man. So we'll see how involved Rhodey gets as the franchise goes on.
Any more questions from the folks at home, Brian Ekberg?
Yeah, people are curious because you were mentioning the huge levels earlier. People are curious about the load times for these big levels.
There's no load times in levels at all, and our load times, I think, are typical load time. You start your mission, you select your character, you'll go in, you'll load the mission, and and in you go. It's definitely not major load times or anything like that. It's definitely on par with any other game you'd see. But yeah, take a look at just the, and if you see it, you can get to it.
Speaking of which, there was one question that I saw early on from Aaron Stewart out of Jacksonville. He wants to know: is there a free mode in Iron Man? Like, is there any kind of like crazy just roaming around? But it looks like it's pretty much free roaming anyway.
It is very free roaming. Like, there's objectives. This mission is especially free roaming. What I'm trying to do is take out these weapon caches that the terrorists have stored, and they're all those orange markers. That's what you're going after. But all of them are pretty, go through the objectives at the pace you want to go through. There are some timed objectives. I mean, the missions, we mix it up. They're not all just go and blow this crate up. The other thing is we do have modes. As you go through the game, there's bonus missions. The bonus missions will unlock as you play through the game, and those are some kind of time attack. We're called one-man armies, where it's you against just a slew of enemies that you have a lot more freedom to just kind of like mess around and go nuts on the levels we build.
I think we got time for one more question from Brian Ekberg.
Yeah, I have a sort of a Marvel nerd question. Is Fin Fang Foom in the game?
Fin Fang Foom will not be appearing in Iron Man coming out in May, but he's definitely on our list of characters we'd like to see in upcoming Marvel titles, that's for sure.
Any Marvel cameos at all in this one?
Yeah, well, aside from the characters from the movie, Stain, Pepper, we've also got, like I said, Whiplash, The Melter, Titanium Man, Madam Mask. We touch on a bunch of different Marvel characters as you go through the game. And that's what's cool being able to work on a Marvel game. Even though it's not in the movie, we can talk to Marvel and go, we'd really like to throw Black Widow in there. We'd really like to throw whoever, depending on the game. So, yeah, it's something to look forward to in all the Marvel titles we're working on.
Hey, that sounds like a lot of fun, Andy.
Cool.
Hey, really appreciate you coming by.
Thanks for having us out.
And thanks for showing the game off. I think everybody at home, judging by the chat room there, it seemed like everybody liked what they saw and want to see more. So May 2nd is when we're looking for.
May 2nd.
And that's on the Xbox 360.
Xbox 360, every system you can think of. Xbox 360, PS3, PC, DS, Wii, PS2. They're all coming out there, so.
Sounds good. Thanks again.
Thanks,
all right, Mr. Brian Ekberg, I think we're coming your way, sir, for what appears to be We Love Golf.
That's right. We've got our own Aaron Thomas here. We're talking about We Love Golf. Actually, his name is Voltron, apparently.
Yes.
All right.
Mixing things up.
All right, mixing it up today. Are you the Lion Voltron or the car Voltron?
Lion Voltron.
Okay,
man.
cool. So We Love Golf.
We love golf.
Yes, we do. We love, but the we is with an E, not with two I's.
Thank God.
Meaning the collective We Love Golf.
Yes. I got to give them props for not going with
yeah,
the
that was it was
WII.
easy. They exercised restraint on that.
It's rare you see that.
Very good. So, Capcom golf game.
Yes.
What can you tell us?
This is made by Camelot, who did the original Hot Shots Golf and Mario Golf. And this is a Wii exclusive game. We'll kind of jump right in here. And it's already out in Japan, but they're kind of adding some stuff for the U.S. audience.
Okay.
And extra characters and
we're moving the
like
podium.
That. Whoa!
We want to see your swing in action.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
All right, so this is the second course. I won the first tournament by 23 strokes.
Right.
Because I was going against like Zach, Wiki, and Chris Redfield.
We all know Zach is no good on the links. Wiki, he's all right.
And that is, he should be better.
All right, so tell me about the swing here. This interface looks insane.
It takes a little getting used to. So right now I'm pointing the Wii remote at the screen, and this is where I can see where the ball's going to land. I move it around a little bit, and when I put the Wii remote down, that's when it goes to shot view. So I'm going to hold A, bring it back, and this other one's going to follow, and then I go forward.
Okay.
And there you have it.
Well done. Well stroked. Does that interface remind you of one of Gary Busey's nightmares?
God, if he's...
It's what it looks like to me.
I don't want to think about Gary Busey's nightmares, because when he's awake, the dude's kind of scary.
All right, so do you... This worked for the backswing. Do you even have to follow through, though?
You know, this game is so forgiving. At least, you know, I'm early on, so maybe it gets harder. No.
Okay.
So basically, you can actually just go backwards, and it'll just kind of go forward on its own. So I'm just going to go back. I'm just going to hold it.
Okay.
Now I put it too hard because
that might have. Yeah. Plus, you had a bad break on that. Got to read that green. Gary Busey would have read that green.
I forgot to read the green.
Yeah.
I was so excited about Gary Busey's nightmares. So I just hit it straight. So you just pull it a little bit. It's going to catch up, and then I just tap forward.
So the general idea is you're pulling as far back as that indicator shows on that little meter, right?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to pull back any further than that. Is that how I understand it?
Well, you can go back as far as you want.
Okay.
See who we got Zach down there again, and but it's basically when that ghost-looking club goes.
Yeah.
When you start moving forward, it like depends where that is, and that determines your power.
Okay.
And then if you're tilted, if the controller's tilted left or right, that's going to determine the slice or the hook or whatever.
Just to give you guys a heads up, Aaron.
Yes,
there
sir.
are people in the chat room that are concerned that you are not using the Wii strap, sir.
Yep. You're gonna kill me.
I'm dangerous.
You gotta watch that. Yeah,
Watch
Dr.
out.
Fish 62 is looking out for you, man.
I appreciate that. I like to live dangerously.
So what about difficulty? Are you on a default difficulty level, or is there others to choose from?
I'm on the default difficulty. This is just a preview build, so some of this stuff is locked out. So there might be ways to change it. I haven't found any way to change to like a traditional control scheme.
Right.
So you just looks like at least right now in this build that your only option is the Wii remote.
But as you said, it's real forgiving now. But you kind of got to figure it gets a little bit harder at some point, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried that if the courses get too hard, it's tough to get real accurate with these controls. But hopefully they found a balance in there.
Ryan McDonald, do you love golf?
I don't know about that, to be honest. I mean, honestly, no, I don't.
Really? What about the people at home?
What if I told you could unlock Chun-Li and Apollo Justice?
Then I would be way into this game, but you already told me no.
Well, you can unlock those, but not in this build.
Oh.
I can't. But they are in there.
Back out of Winnipeg, he had the same thing that the first question I asked Aaron when he was showing me this game was, so yeah, it was like, can I shoot zombies at some point or something? Adam says, is Nemesis from Resident Evil 3 an unlockable character? That's pretty much all the comments I'm getting is like, what else?
We got Apollo Justice.
My question exactly.
Apollo Justice, Arthur, Chun-Li, and Jill Valentine are what we have listed.
And you play against Chris Redfield, right? And he's got a wicked slice.
Dude was 33 over par in the first tournament.
Get back to shooting zombies. Play to your strengths, brother.
Here's another one for you to say no for. Ian Bates out of Tamworth. Can you use your Mii's?
Yes.
Oh, really?
You can. Again, not in this build, but you will be able to use your Mii's in there. I had made this really horrible one just for this occasion, then found out I couldn't use them in this build, so I was a little bummed.
We saw at the end when you won that last tournament that you were surrounded by Mii's, but you'll actually be able to play with your Mii's. Is that
yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay.
you'll be able to. You should be able to play with them, and which is cool because not many third-party games let you do that.
Yeah, that is cool.
And there's online play, and one for 1 to 4 players.
Nice.
So,
Doris, check this out. Paul Corkindale out of Glasgow.
Yeah.
Like Glasgow, that's like Scotland, right?
They invented golf.
They invented golf. And like apparently they did, because listen to this. These guys got some serious business. Can you unlock additions to the UI such as weather maps, video conferencing to teammates? We need to use the real estate. So like that dude is way into this. He's giving them pointers.
I hope maybe they're watching. Maybe they. Yeah. I mean, this doesn't come out until July, so they got time.
I'll boil it down to a single question for you from me. Is this game good?
Can I answer that?
I'm gonna say I haven't played enough to know if it's good yet.
It's hard. Yeah,
it is.
It's hard to tell because this isn't the full version, right?
Yeah, and it is at least friendly to beginners. It's not frustrating. Some of these golf games can be a little frustrating, and this one's definitely not that. But
one last question from John Lewis out of Mesa. What about online?
Yes. Online 1 to 4 players. I'm not sure what modes are going to be in there, but it will be there. And short on the eagle. I'm going to tap this in, and I'm going to let you guys.
Let you hold this out.
It's in the hole.
Well done, Aaron Thomas. The simplicity of this game, Voltron. The simplicity of this game amuses you.
Yes.
Amazing.
See how bad am I beating Zach? Only by 8 strokes.
I can't believe Barbaros is in this game. Isn't he evil?
Where the hell's Redfield? Look at him. +9 already.
Look at that Redfield.
Dude Wesker's terrible. Claire's even worse.
She's the master of unlocking, though.
BB Hood, Dante. Dude, Dante's not bad.
Dante. You think he'd have a pretty good swing.
Man, this game makes me feel pretty good about myself.
All right, Voltron.
Later.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Yeah, high five, dude.
Yeah.
Awesome. Ryan Mack.
Yeah.
What you got?
That was the best high five of all time. I've got this crazy game called Pixel Junk Monsters Encore. And joining me to show it off is our good friend Ricardo Torres.
Howdy.
Ricardo Torres, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
You want to do co-op?
Oh yeah, totally. Can I play with this one?
Yeah.
All right.
I hope so.
If it's matched up, let me see. This is the DualShock 3 I got rolling here.
This doesn't rumble.
Oh, okay. Well.
But so what we got
controls heavier. What
is an expansion pack to Pixel Junk Monsters, which is already out on PlayStation Network. It is really cool. It's basically like Desktop Defense, only cooler if you haven't played it. And what they've done is they've added a whole other island, Toki Island. The original one is there. It's called Tiki Island.
Which one are we going to?
Toki.
Excellent.
The new one. And it's the same basic layout where you just travel along points on a map. What did you do?
I pushed the X button.
All right.
Is that good?
So now we have to, this is both of us.
Oh, this is crazy.
So you go up to a tree, you press X, you bring a little build wheel, and you just drop stuff down because the critters are coming. Now this has been tweaked a little bit from don't overdo it because your money's down there. I ain't sharing. This is basically like an enhanced take on the first game. You've got some tweaked gameplay, if you notice, sweet money. If you notice on the build wheel, I'll do it over here. Initially, in the first one, you only got the anti-air tower, the arrow tower, and the cannons. Now you also get the ice thing. I forget what it's called exactly. Basically, you would use that to slow down creatures. And I haven't found it super useful, but you know, they thought that people might want to have it from the get-go. Because basically the way this works is just like the other one. We're earning those little green jewels that you see are going into our hut. And when you go here, you call up this menu and you use the jewels to buy different types of objects that are heck of useful when taking stuff down. So it's really simple. And the cool thing is if you walk over to a structure and you just kind of dance, see I'm kind of grooving there, that red bar is basically that unit's experience level. So you see that the cannon above me has a yellow flag. The different colored flags, I think it's green, yellow, red, purple, and then black. The higher the higher the flag level, the more effective the unit is. It does. Oh, dude!
What?
You are not doing your job.
What am I not doing?
The village is about to take it.
I built that tower.
Yeah.
You can tell me anything. You just pick it up and go.
Oh.
All right. Apparently, this is what you're seeing is what not to do.
And you know, and now you see we have all that stuff, and we should have been laying some.
My bombs. They're gonna take care of these guys. Look at this. Look at that.
All right.
Mopping them up. Look at that. See? It's got them. The ice tower.
Yeah.
This ain't working out.
No.
Are they gonna kill me?
No, they're gonna see those little people in the grass skirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
That's women. That's your women folk.
Yeah.
You got to protect them.
Actually, you know, you lucked out.
See?
Just barely, though. And, you know, each of the maps, you basically deal with about 20 waves, the waves you see at the lower left-hand corner of the screen.
So at this point, we build more stuff?
It would be a good idea.
Right. Build this.
But yeah, so this is basically like, it's an expansion pack. It's awesome. It's going to be coming out the end of April for just $4.99. And it's a lot of fun. Honestly, I was just playing this not too long ago with a buddy, and you know, we had like all this, you know, quote-unquote next-gen stuff to mess around with, and we wound up being up until like 4 o'clock in the morning
playing this.
Well, the thing is, you can finish the games by just surviving all the different waves and making sure that you've got at least one villager left. But if you really want to be super dope, you can not lose a single villager, which is so not going to happen for us. And if you do, you get like a rainbow to clear it, and it's kind of like a bonus. Now, one of the secret things which Sony did not actually share too many details with us when we saw it last about the game was, if you saw, there was Tiki and Toki Island, and in the middle there was like that tiny island. Supposedly, if you finish the game, you get something really cool.
Bonus play?
Yeah, well, they didn't say, and that kind of blows because I really want to find out. Although I'm still going to get this and finish it, so it doesn't matter.
Let's find out some more stuff for people. Brian Eckberg, do you have any questions for the folks at home?
I do. Matt from Prosperity, South Carolina wants to know.
Go dance on something. Yes.
Are there any new monsters? And I'll add to that. Are there any new tower weapons that you can build?
There are no new monsters. It's basically it's this. Oh, dude, no flying stuff. Come on.
Oh, I know. I didn't build no aircraft.
Yeah, well, you probably should now because we're about to get jacked.
There you go.
There are no new monsters. They've just done no new monsters, no new structures, but they have done, again, I'll go over here on my little build wheel. I guess, no, I have to go over here. Sorry guys, hold on a second. So you see now the Tesla Tower is now only 10 joules as opposed to 12 in the original, which is kind of key because that thing can save your butt. And yeah, I mean, they're also having a lot more fun with the maps. I doubt we'll survive this, but I did have unlocked, and you know, let's just go to that because this is real bad.
While you load this business up, do you got one more question for us, Brian Eckberg?
Yeah, people are just wondering how this compares to like the Warcraft tower defense game and that desktop tower defense game. It seems pretty similar, right, Ricardo?
It's very similar, and we're not using my save, are we?
Maybe not.
I hate you. It's okay. All right. It's really similar. I think where it's different is the whole leveling up aspect and kind of the reliance on the jewels, because you see, like I said, you could use the jewels on this screen to buy the different structures, but you kind of have to make a judgment call, because at a certain point, you know, you might find that it is in your best interest to have leveled up units with like a red or a purple flag as opposed to different types of units to make. So you can actually use those jewels to automatically upgrade. Like, see, if you go here, you use 1 jewel to like buff up the strength, and the higher the color of the flag, the more jewels it takes. So at a certain point, you're going to have to decide: do you save up your jewels for you know, to earn brand new structures to make, or do you just dump them into leveling up the ones that you have on the map?
And I'm going through the same thing right now at Dark Sector. I keep on getting money as you go through it, and there's like these guns and like the firing rate or the firepower or whatever. It's like there's something that is terribly deficient on it, so I don't want to spend any of the money. But I think I'm already like halfway through the game, if not further. I think I'm going to get all the way to the end and finally like buy another gun that's like all kinds of powerful. But
nice.
That is neither here nor there. But Ricardo Torres, thank you so much for coming by. Give us the info one more time before you go.
End of April, $4.99, but you need to have the first game installed on your PS3, and that's fine because you should be playing this anyway.
Oh, I should be. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And you know we're going to give away 3 of these DualShock 3s away, by the way?
I do.
Have you gotten one for yourself yet?
Not yet.
No. Are these like readily available? I can actually go to a store and get it?
Not until next week.
Not until next week? What's up with that? So people are coming up. Three controllers here today. That you can't beat that, huh, Brian?
No, I can't wait to one of those. In fact, I can't wait for someone to win the one you've been pawing all day.
I know. I'm going to keep this one. but no, we'll of course give it to you folks at home. But right now,
lying.
We're also going to give something else to you, and that is a special treat that we get probably like once a month at this point. That is import friendly. Our good friend Takeshi Hiroka, one of our producers on GameSpot Live, puts it together and shows the latest and greatest from Japan and more. So take it away, Takeshi.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another jam-packed episode of Import Friendly. Today we're checking out some games that we just couldn't put down back in the day. Well, now they're back with a vengeance, updated for the new generation. So sit back, relax, as we take it back, way back, to some retro games.
Arkanoid has been a fan favorite in almost every classic console and computer system to date, and now it's here for the DS. All the classic power-ups are still here, but the greatest feature of the game is its paddle controller. While there's touchscreen and D-pad controls, the paddle controller is really how you want to play this game. It's sturdy, has a good amount of weight, and surprisingly precise and responsive, just like you remember from the arcades. Arkanoid DS brings proven gameplay from years past to your DS, but spices it up with customizable graphics, an updated soundtrack, and for the very first time, Wi-Fi support so you can play with your friends in the same room or around the world. Import friendly? It's Arkanoid. Break blocks with ball, that's all you need to know. So whether you're a first-timer or a long-time fan, Arkanoid DS with a new paddle controller is definitely worth checking out. Arkanoid DS is scheduled to hit the US on June 17, 2008 from Square Enix. On to another classic that's been around for a long time. It's been 30 years since the original Space Invaders exploded onto the scene, and to commemorate this joyous occasion, Taito's released Space Invaders Extreme for the PSP and DS. Take Space Invaders and add a big helping of Rez and Lumines, and you've got Space Invaders Extreme. With dazzling graphics and a great new soundtrack, this could be one of the best versions of this game ever. Complete with a new arsenal of power-up weapons, Space Invaders Extreme updates the old formula with a new leveling up system, bonus stages, boss battles, and a multiplayer mode. But you're not the only one with upgraded weapons. The Invaders have got upgraded weapons and armor of their own. On the DS version, you can even use the Arkanoid paddle controller, which adds a whole new level of control to the addicting and trance-inducing game. This game is almost entirely in English, so there's no reason you can't just pop it in and play. Space Invaders Extreme will also be hitting stateside June 17th, 2008. Let's shift gears for a moment and check out the AOU 2008 Amusement Expo. This is an annual event held at our favorite event hall in Japan, the Makuhari Messe, where arcade game developers show off their latest and greatest games. Everything from UFO catchers, the prizes that go in them, and of course, arcade games from a variety of developers. The hottest news coming out of this event was the very first showing of Street Fighter IV at the Capcom booth. Here, the lucky attendees got the chance to actually get their hands on and play the game, drawing the envy of all video game fans around the world. Aside from Capcom, there were other well-known developers showing their wares. Square Enix, Namco Bandai, Sega, Taito, Konami, and others. Hopefully, we'll be seeing a lot more from the Makuhari Messe real soon. Namco's been in the video game world for quite some time now. Well, last year, they released Game Center CX, Arino no Chousenjou, an homage to the retro games of yesteryear. This DS game recreates and imitates the 8-bit games of the 80s, controller throwing difficulty and all. The game begins as the evil game demon, Arino, forcibly sends you back in time, and the only way to return is to play through a series of 8-bit games as the evil demon issues challenges all along the way. You start out with a game called Cosmic Gate, which is remarkably similar to Galaga. As challenges are cleared, additional games are unlocked, each with their own challenges. There's Karakuri Ninja Haggleman, a platform action game which is very much like the classic import, Ninja Jajamaru-kun. Star Prince, which is a top-down vertical scrolling shooter, kind of like Xevious. Guardia Quest, an old-school RPG game very similar to Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest on the Famicom. And Rally King and Rally King SP, a top-down racing game which is a bit like Hot Rod or Rally Speedway. An interesting feature is the game magazines. Among the fake game articles are tips, secrets, and cheat codes to help you along the way. How import-friendly is this title? Well, the games themselves, with the exception of Guardia Quest, feature simple gameplay and requires no reading. But the challenges issued, the game magazines, and the game's interface are all in Japanese. The good news is there are really great game guides online with complete translations of the challenges and all the tips and cheats you need to beat them all. Unfortunately, there's virtually no chance this will be localized for the Western market, so if you want to play, this is really the only way. This game is a nostalgic and loving look back at 80s retro games and brings back the joys of old school gaming to the DS. And while there are some obstacles that keep it from being completely import-friendly, simple and addicting gameplay of Game Center CX Arino no Chousenjou definitely makes it worth the trouble.
So that's all the time we have for this show. I hope you enjoyed our trip back into retro games for our generation. And as always, make sure you check out the GameSpot Game Spaces for all the guides and gameplay videos for all the games featured in today's show. This is Takeshi. See you next time.
Thank you, Takeshi. A little import-friendly. That thing's awesome.
Space Invaders looks great.
Oh yeah, totally. I remember seeing that like at TGS last year, and being totally way into it.
Right around the corner for us, so you don't even have to import it. You just wait till June, right?
Yeah, that's definitely much better than having to import it.
A lot of games that.
Crazy.
Yeah. But a lot of games you definitely want to import.
Oh yeah, definitely. So that was a great show, Brian Eckberg.
Yeah, it's fun.
We got some last-minute business, which is of course announcing the winner from last week. Remember the crazy Capcom stuff, the bag?
Yeah, sure.
And then Aaron had this little figurine that he stole from Justin's office.
I heard things got a little out of control last week.
It did get a little crazy.
I was out on business.
I know. So without the suspense building up, let's see who that winner is that got a bag. L.R. Salmon out of Austin, Texas.
Well done.
Very good. We've got, like I said before, we've got 3 DualShock 3s to give away, and we're going to do that right now. That's
this is the 6-axis.
That's 6-axis. This is the business right here. Let's go ahead and see what this trivia is all about. In the original Metal Gear Solid, which of the following could you not do with the original DualShock? Start the game, display amazing telekinesis abilities, have the story make sense, stimulate the nanomachines in your muscles. You totally know the answer to this one.
I could say it right now.
Yep. You could look that up.
I'm gonna look it up and then I'll say it.
All right. So there's our trivia time here on the spot. Of course, the first 3 correct answers that we get in, as I'm looking over at my email, will get themselves DualShock 3. It's not bad.
Really cool.
So yeah, that's it for us this week. I want to say thanks to everybody in the crew that helped put this together. Of course, as well as Andy Alamano, who was here with the Iron Man, and you had your friends from...
Yeah, Telltale Dan and Emily helping us out. Enjoyed. Can't wait for Cinemax.
Oh yeah, and thanks to all of you, of course, watching at home. And don't forget, we're gonna have a Halo 3 tournament next Friday. If you want to get in on that, I believe that registration is still open today. That actually kicks off on Monday for the prelims and everything. So make sure you get your business signed in and up before Monday. Other than that, Brian, I think that's it, right?
Yeah, man. Let's take this home.
Excellent. Thanks, y'all. See you next week. Take it easy.